5 of the Early Morning Review, magazine review. Star Wars, Minecraft, Avengers, DC, Friends, and other great Lego magazines. The magazines are Legos only, not the typical magazines, not the typical books, hardcovers, but the ones that comes with minifigures. And we're here to chat about it and reveal what's inside. So it's a review of the magazine. It came out in 2015. Lego does a magazine that's not related at all that you get in a kids club. This one, you have to purchase. That one. It's free if you join the Lego Kids Club. Okay, so let's check it out and see what we got here. When they started out with this one, they came with posters inside. They came with one, or just one, because back then they only give you one poly bag with the magazine, but they had a lot of options with things you can do, so you can win stuff and different things like that. Okay, so as we see here, he said, awesome gift, probe droid. So here, nice looking probe droid on it. They use guns for the legs, and they use arms. If you look, you can see arms there. And basically, that's it, more or less, to the build. They're pretty much bigger, as you know, a poly bag, pretty much bigger than your typical mini build, which comes in advent calendars. Hey, yo, what's up, man? Good to see you on there. Thanks a lot for jumping in. So you know we do our morning review. And here we are on episode 5 of the morning review. Lego magazine. The Clone Trooper, what's up? Yo, good to see you on there. Yeah, review. It's a review. May the force be with you. Thanks for jumping in. Hi to you too, sir, Ron. Yeah, so as I said, we're doing like tons of reviews, different ones. We're reviewing all the Lego Star Wars magazines that ever came out, but it's magazine, comic book magazine, with a combination of a mini build, mainly minifigures, but when they started out, the first 10, they were mini builds only, and later on, they started doing minifigures. Okay, the past ones we did, I'll just give you a quick look. If you missed it, I'll do a quick look, but if you go into my other, you will see. So the ones we did before, we did that one, which came with the destroyer. We did this one, which is the first one, the original 2015 X-Wing. And then we did that one, which is obviously the slave one. Those are the ones we've covered so far. And we did this one, which is the Imperial shooter. And so we're up to this point right here where we are right now. If you want to check the insides of these and see the review on it, you just have to go into my earlier lives. So let's jump into this one and see what it is. So again, the price has changed, but the price stayed this at $3.99 back then. So that was pretty cool. Later on in the as the magazine progressed and they realized that it's doing good, as Lego does, they started going up in prices. What I do say is, if you traveled certain places, like certain places in Europe, you would get like France and whatever. It comes with different things also. It'll be more or less the same magazine, but it has different things added to it. So you got different bonuses, which you will see later on in other reviews. So let's check it out. This one, as opposed to the others, if you guys seen my prior, doesn't have the instructions here. See, it says there, see inside for instructions. But what they did with the earlier ones, if you go check it out, it would have that. Anyway, so let's look. So it comes with poster and comic plus, right, the Horf base. Right, let's check it out. A little bit of city. We'll be also doing review on cities magazines also. So watch for that. And the instructions was much bigger on this one. I'll give you guys a quick look. Maybe if I can find one really quick. So they've changed the instructions. All the other ones we did before, basically, the instructions was very tiny on the side. I think it's a pretty good build. If you look at it, comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 pieces, which is pretty good if you count back the cost that they charge for a piece. Again, with these magazines, you'd be able to get a cheap figure or droid or build for what you would pay much more. But let's talk about the figures. The figures would be basically more because you have to get a set. Let's just say you went and got one of these that's up here. They'd cost you more than $15 to get the figure in there, right? But with this, you're getting it for £4 to £5. So let's move on and see what we got inside. So here you go. They always had this. They've changed them, and you will see that later on. Like I said, so right here, you see you got Poe over here, right? Resistant Fighter. You got Chewie. You can win all of these. Not all, obviously, but you can win any one of those if you'd enter this contest right here. Ghost, ATDP, right? TIE Advanced Prototype, right? You can win that. First Order Snow Speeder, right? So you had a chance of winning that. Again, you'll see later on that they have changed that. Let's start the comic. I want to build this ship right here. This ship is, I do build ships out of my garage and stuff like that, but this is an iconic ship. You don't really see it much. Let me know if you guys have seen it in a lot of episodes, different episodes. None of the episodes you don't see it in. Clone Wars, I've probably seen it maybe 2 times, if I can recall. Others, all in all, I've probably seen this in every Star Wars movie, series. I've probably seen it maybe 10, maybe. So if you guys seen it more, let me know. But it's not really a ship that you see a lot of. So let's jump into the magazine. Here it is, and it's blasting its way through the universe. And let's don't want to miss a page. These are very new. I don't really open them. That's just doing a review on them. Here we go. Star Destroyer is blasting its way through also. And zooms off. It blasts just 2 Star Destroyers here, actually. And the Millennium Falcon jumps in. X-Wing is there. And here we have Lord Vader giving some orders out. No. Stay with the X-Wing fighter. The Force is strong with this one. And the X-Wing is trying to blast a Star Destroyer, which is not going to really work, as we know. Okay, and he's talking to the commander. Let's move on. And Vader falls over with his cup of coffee. Han Solo and Luke is having a chat. The Death Star is half completed. And let's move on over here. Here we go. So also you have different things in the magazine. Like I said before, they'd have like puzzles, games, mazes, and different bios in the book. So it's pretty cool in that sense also. So right, this search is basically you got to figure out which one of them's before and after the storm, and take a look. And this is the UCS here. Very awesome ship. The UCS 75060. I do have every single Lego Star Wars Slave One or Starfighter, if you want to call it that, and every Boba and Jango Fett. I do collect those. I am a very, very avid fan of that. I have everyone. As you know, I'm Boba, so if you check my channel out. So Dark Sidious is in the control panel, control cockpit, if you want to call that. We're going to make it. I'm guessing that's Han Solo speaking there. And here we go. And they're being shot down. There's no way they can get away from that much firepower. Okay, let's jump in and let's go further in and see what happens. And it's like a tracking, heat-seeking shots they're being fired with, because wherever they go, it's just right there on them. And Sidious says, "Ha, surely he doesn't want to attack my Star Destroyer with his mini ship." Okay. Vader, come back here immediately, he says. Okay, so he's gonna attack Lord Sidious there, which is very strange. And he did. He fires off. It seems like he blasted the whole ship into pieces, but let's see what happens next. Anyway, so that's the end. The magazine usually comes with 2 of them inside. So there's another one coming up. Stay tuned. Here's one of the puzzles. All right, so blasters deflection. And here's a little close confusion, right? So you'll have to read through it to find out exactly what it is. So you have to cut these out and match it with the right belt. or just draw a line to it, I guess. And down here you have some lightsabers. Okay, similar thing. And let's turn and see what we got. Right, also they give you a bio profile of a certain character or a couple characters or ships. And this one is on BB-8, the little hero, as it says. And let's check out his profile. Class, astromech, height, 0.67 meters, affiliation, resistance, and he's equipped with cable, launchers, welding torch, and protocol. Right, so they give you a pull-out centerfold also on this. And as you can see, it's the resistance ship, TIE fighter, sorry, X-Wing. And, oh, again, check it out. Nice, really, really. These are one of the highlights of the magazine, other than the ship or the minifigure. Really good pull-out. Everything, look at that. The painting and everything on that is really good. I definitely have this figure. And let's turn. So that pull-out is really amazing. And here's the back. Okay, this is another game, Aliens of the Galaxy. So basically you have to, the names are here and you have to find the characters on here. Okay, and you guys can see a lot of them there. You see Poke Krill, you see sand creatures, a couple of assassins. All right, you see a lot of different, but you have to find out what's what and what's not. So these magazines are still going right now in 2025. So if you want to go out and get yourself one, I'd say go out and get yourself one. They come with great collectibles also. Okay, so here we go. This is another magazine started. The first one ended, and this is a new one. Chewie's brushing his hair. He's getting a haircut. And it seems like the haircut's not going right or is going right. And you got some clones showed up, clone troopers. And he's annoyed. And he knocked them out. His ship was parked there outside the barbershop, and he knocked them out of the salon or saloon. They caught him, captured him, and they're taking him in his own ship. And Ezra pops up. And he uses his slingshot and blasts one of them. Jumps in the ship and takes off. Being chased by a couple of ships down here. And he meets up with the rest of the crew. Sabine and a whole bunch. And as usual, I'm seeing he's getting ready to collect one of his helmets. Kanan is using the Force against this guy. And they're getting ready to take off. Let's see what comes next. So they're actually chasing the clones for once. Usually they're being chased. And I said that, and for some reason, it's switched around and they're chasing them now. I'd want to know. I've never seen one of these in purple. You see, I ask with stuff like that. If they'd made one of these in purple, I would definitely collect that, because that'd be very rare, you know. Sand speeder. There we go. And they're being chased, and they shot one of the ships down here. Let's move on and see what we got on the inside. Here we go. And they're back. He lost the control. I think it's because Chewie has pulled him off and threw him out of the sand speeder, and he's getting back in the ship. And they're off. Why would a clone try to shoot down Chewie's ship? That just doesn't make any sense at all, but there you go. Here we go. They usually run up to 29, so you see the end. Let's check out. They got extras inside. Here we go. Battle of Hoth, right? And there's that probe. Got Han Solo, Snow Trooper, Rebel. Classic set, like it says there. It's a classic set. Gotta have that. Okay, here we go. And the chamber, carbon freezing chamber over there. And the droid escape. They sell all of these. Droid escape should have came with the Star Destroyer, right? You know, I think so. What do you guys think? I think it'd be pretty cool to do that. Also, I think that the freezing chamber should come with the Star Destroyer also, you know. Okay, let's go. Oh, Cloud City. Here we go. Here's another puzzle. So in the puzzle, we have the Inquisitor. So you have to, obviously, you have to find a Ghost, Hera, Sabine, Jedi, Phantom, Kanan, Ezra, Zeb. So you find those names, and you've done it. Okay, so basically, you get posters like this also, right? And when you buy this particular magazine, not the one I'm holding right now, I never collected those because it doesn't have anything that interests me. Just the stickers doesn't work for me. Right. I usually give these out also, guys. So if you ever watching my live stream, and if you join my top tier or be a super fan, you can receive one of these magazines, right? Iconic magazines, rare, which you'll only find being given away on my channel. So check my channel out, put your notifications on, and watch for that. Okay, and it usually shows the next ship that's going to come out. And as you guys know, this is the assault tank. And this is the 7144. And here they give you all the answers from the past puzzles, but obviously you wouldn't do that. You'd do it in reverse, right? All right, so that'll be the next exclusive toy, so watch for that. This one is a little ragged here. Had it for a while. Keep moving it back and forth. Yeah, and then you have a cutout here of the UCS 75060. Really great ship. As you know, they have made the UCS Jango Fett ship also. And this is the back. And that's today's review, guys. Thanks for stopping in. I will be doing a live stream later, so if you want to put on that, I do a building live stream. So come on in and check that out. All right, it's fantastic. Live stream building. As I say, the fun is in the build. Made a